Alright, so in this video, I wanted to talk about extra damage resistance, just kind of emphasizing why it's an important thing to get within the Tower of Elements skill tree, and just kind of explain the stat in general. So extra damage resistance doesn't, when you get it, it doesn't stack directly on top of your current damage resistance. So as you can see, if I go over to my talent tree, I have 70% damage resistance right now just with the gear I'm running. If I go and upgrade something within the talent tree, I don't get an extra 2% damage resistance, so it doesn't go to 72. How that extra damage resistance works is it actually acts as a second layer of damage resistance. And just a quick note, there are some slimes like Sully. He has his level 75 ability that gives him bonus damage resistance. And so just to demonstrate that, I'll reset Yolanda here, and then I'm going to go and level up Sully. And then I have that extra 25% damage resistance, but if I go over here, you can see my damage resistance is still 70%. So how that works, and it is kind of one of those hidden stats that you can't directly see, but it definitely does have an impact. But say you had initially you were going to be dealt, your slime was going to be dealt 100 damage, and I'm going to switch around my equipment just to make this calculation a little easier. But say I was going to get dealt 100 damage, and so because I have 80% damage resistance, I'd actually only be able to, I would only be taking 20 damage. But how the extra damage resistant works is it acts as a second multiplier. So say I was going to get dealt 20 damage, because that's already taking into account my 80% damage resistance, and then I had 25% extra damage resistance, or in the case of like Sully has 25% extra damage resistance right here. So if I were going to be able to take 20 damage, instead I'd be able to mitigate an additional 25% of that, so I'm only taking 15 damage. So it doesn't add on directly, like it doesn't give you, oh, I'm at 80, Sully should bring me to 105%, because obviously then you'd be taking no damage. But it is still a very helpful skill to invest into, because if you can get that up to 50% or something, then you can essentially take that 20%, or that 20 damage you're going to take, half it again down to 10. So it is a very important talent and skill just to invest in if you have the opportunity through the skill tree or various slimes or whatever, just because it helps you become even more tanky. But hope that helped. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.